Okay, so going back, I think I was misquoted by Dr. Ken Opalo. I never said that Africa's population is a problem. No, what I said, and I'm very careful with how I talk, I said that where you have a population that is growing faster than the economy, that is a problem. Now, so you see, I mean, we have, it's a problem we have in Africa, and we just can't use rhetoric and say, well, our population is not the problem. Listen, we need a population that produces. Last year, Africa spent $38 billion importing food. So anybody who's saying that our population, explosion is, without a commensurate increase in the economy is not a problem, then we are living in la la land. You have to understand this. Look, in 2014, Africa as a whole continent, we made $2.4 billion from coffee. In that same year alone, Germany made $3.8 billion. We exported the coffee that they got from Africa. So if we don't have a population that we build up, educate, and then we're going to have a population that's just a consumer population. We need a prosumer population, a population that consumes what they produce. Now, going back to the question was asked about the police reforms and military reforms. Listen, it boils down to leadership. Nigeria, look, right now we don't have a leadership. We don't have a leadership. Muhammadu Buhari does not have the intellectual capacity to govern a local government. How much more a country? I'll give you a very good example. On Friday, this past Friday, the 11th, I'm sure you saw it in the papers, in the international media, over 600 students were abducted from a school in Katsina. And Katsina is the president's home state. And he was there, he was visiting his state. It happened on Friday. Now, this is not a crisis, it's not an emergency, it's an existential crisis. What happened? The very next morning, after the president had been told that this happened, what did he do? He went on an inspection visit on his ranch, visiting his cows. The school is 120 miles from him. He hasn't gone there. So the answer to this is leadership. A nation rises or falls on leadership. I'll give you a very good example. In 2005, under former President Olusegun Obasanjo, a leader, 6 young men, actually 5 young men and a woman, were killed by the police. What did Obasanjo do? Obasanjo immediately arrested all the policemen involved. They were prosecuted. The court discharged 2 of them, and then 3 of them had two of them had no case to answer. 1 of them was sentenced to life imprisonment. 1 of them was sentenced to death. Then President Obasanjo himself apologized to the families of the 6 victims, and then his government paid them compensation, $10,000 each in 2005. That is leadership. Now, when you have a state as a whole avenging the citizen, then there's no need for the citizen to want to avenge himself. The reason why we are having this is because of the impunity. And so if you have a good leadership, for instance, that has been bringing, Muhammadu Buhari raises people to power based on their religion and their region. Once we have good leadership, these issues will be solved. Now, I don't want to take too much time. I'm just going to answer that question directly. It's a problem of leadership, and unless Muhammadu Buhari goes, Nigeria is not going to grow. And the National Assembly has to impeach him. Otherwise, Nigeria is going to just continue being a big for naughty nation, which we are not. But we are made to seem that way because of the type of leadership we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Powerful and punchy. And